everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. And we have the amazing founders from Pretty Shady Parasols, a proudly local range of products that offer garden umbrellas and accessories in a range of fun, bold prints. Today we have with us Zoe and Mal, the founders of Pretty Shady Parasols. Thank you so much for giving us your time today. And I'm so excited to learn more about you and your business as well.
Thanks, Savira.
Thank you.
So I'm going to go ahead and start with some of the more fun questions, which are in my perspective, the more fun ones, which is your personal story. So now, what motivates you to get up every morning?
One of the biggest motivators for me is that I get to work with Zoe, who is my lifelong best friend. So we get to spend time together, and we get to spend time doing something that we really love and something that we really believe in.
Yeah, so waking up every morning, Mal and I get to work together, which is a joy. We've got very different skills, Mal with a background in marketing and sales, and myself design and creative. So we offer a very different set of skills to the company.
Okay, glad to hear it. Now, actually, I'm surprised because this is my first time hearing that you and Zoe, Mal and Zoe are best friends. I want to learn a little bit more about your history. When did you guys meet? At school? Was it university? Tell me more. I'd like to know.
Mal and I were lucky enough, our mothers were best friends and we lived opposite each other growing up in London. So we've known each other since birth, which is a while ago now. And we grew up together until I went to boarding school at 11, and we came back together. We've known each other, obviously we've kept in touch the entire time, but we came back together 2 years ago when Mal moved to the UAE, and not just the UAE, but we're neighbours again here in Dubai.
Can I add to the neighbours piece? Actually, Zoe had drawn a radius around her house and said I was allowed to move within that circle, to be fair.
Wow, what are the odds that both of you had moved, and have you both moved to the UAE based on your individual works, or how is it that you both had met in the UAE, again in Dubai especially?
So I moved to Dubai 18 years ago this month, and for a job I was working in magazine design, and I came over for a short stint, and here I still am.
How about you, Mal? How did you get to decide to join Zoe in Dubai?
Well, I was actually living in Malta prior to this, and then my husband was transferred to Dubai. So I was very excited. And when I got to make that phone call to Zoe and say, guess where I'm coming?
It's like you guys are meant to be. You're not meant to part. Okay, good to know. Okay, I'm glad. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next question. I'm so impressed by your friendship and your relationship for so long. I am just kind of going stray from the list of questions we do have because you guys are more interesting. So now you both seem to have a similar background, correct? And you have grown up together. Now, who in your life has inspired you on your journey as an entrepreneur?
My husband has his own company and has done for many years, and his business partner, Teresa from Trident Tech, was on the first OR program, and we saw how they grew from that. So we feel quite inspired by them, and we're surrounded by them. You know, we all work, it's a bit of a hub here. So we all work together and bounce ideas off each other. So it's become quite a sort of entrepreneurial house.
Zoe and I were discussing this before we came on the call, and there are so many successful entrepreneurs within the UAE. It's really impressive and it's very inspiring.
From my media background, I watched girlfriends from the journalism side start up PR agencies and marketing and comms agencies and do really well, and it was a really lovely inspiration to get going and start our own thing, passion project, more than a passion project.
I see. So now I understand that you have an entrepreneurial hub yourself in your home, and you've had Teresa and the Trident Trackway team from a previous cohort inspire you to apply. Now, what ideas were bounced off, and what did they tell you in order to apply to all? What inspired you to apply?
I think that's easy. It was just a fresh set of eyes and the opportunity to be mentored and handheld a little by people who really know what they're talking about.
Mal, would you like to add anything?
We knew we really wanted to scale the business, but it was kind of not knowing how to take it to that next step. And speaking to Teresa, she was like, well, actually, this program is amazing for that. And so we were like, this is what we need then to take us to the next level.
Yeah, I'm really happy to hear that, because now we have you on the cohort, and it's amazing to see how you've started and where you are today. And I believe all has helped you there, and I'm so glad to be a part of that journey for you and Pretty Shady Parasols. Now, I understand that your journey started, your entrepreneurial journey had started a long time ago with with your family members and seeing them and how they've grown. So now, what, using their experiences in yourself as well, what is the biggest mistake you've made, and why are you glad that it happened?
We were discussing, so very early on, we got involved in the retail side of things. So we got involved in a shop, which was amazing, and we were absolutely thrilled and really honored. But it does come with a set of headaches that we didn't know about, that we weren't expecting. So it was a really steep learning curve for us. A great learning curve, and it was a wonderful opportunity, but it was a headache. So I think for us that was a huge sort of, oh, okay.
Yeah, to realise that retail wasn't for us necessarily, and to explore other avenues.
Okay, then I'd like to ask more about your time at home. Now, how do you balance time between Pretty Shady Parasols and your passions?
We have a limited amount of time. So we are both mums to 2 kids each. We are the primary child carers. We work smart in the time that we have. We know we have, from when we drop them off at school to when we pick them up, we know we have those hours, and we use them really effectively as we can, basically. And we've learned how to do that, and I'd say we're pretty good at it. We know the amount of time we have, so we just get it done.
So can I ask you, do you use any tools or resources to get your time managed? Because I know you have so many moving parts in your everyday life.
Childcare.
I'd say thank goodness for your diary. So an old school diary would be the way to go, do you
I
think?
do have an old school diary. I think I'm the only person left, apart from my father, that actually uses one.
Whatever gets the wheels turning, let's work
Exactly.
with it. Okay, good. I'm going to ask you about Pretty Shady Parasols. Now, as a business owner in the UAE, what impact and what challenges have you faced during the economic shifts of the pandemic?
Yeah, shipping, the cost of shipping, and the prices have gone up enormously, which greatly affects our retail price. We started the company with one set of costs, which has gone dramatically through the roof now. So our profit margins have had to come down, and our expectations have had to come down as well. Shipping times as well, the amount of time it takes for shipping. We order all our fabrics from America, and it's just slow. We can't rely on the time frames that we used to be able to rely on. Luckily for us, though, everything else is made in Dubai. So the majority of all our stock is sourced from Dubai and manufactured in Dubai. And Al Quwain, actually. So we really rely heavily on local produce. So in that respect, it hasn't affected us at all. But for our international imports, it's really a big problem.
One of the big positives, though, that's come out of recent times is the fact that people are really using their outdoor spaces, and they're maximizing the use of those, and they want to make them as wonderful as possible because it's like an extension of their home. So the attention that's given to outdoor space now and making it fabulous and Instagrammable, and a space that you love being in, has really worked to Pretty Shady Parasols' advantage. It's been fantastic.
I'm happy to hear a positive answer to this, because usually we understand. I asked a question about the challenges, and I love that you guys managed to find a positive perspective on that. And I think that's really fantastic and speaks heavily about your resilience as well. So now I want to ask you more about that. Have you adapted any tools or any resources that have helped you build resilience and adaptability as a woman entrepreneur?
One of the things that we've learned, we didn't know it had a term, but we've learned from the course, is it's our agility response. And we didn't realize that's what it was called, but we have responded to our clients. So we've made sure our clients are at the center of everything we do. We're very client-centric, and we've listened to them. So we started off doing cushions, outdoor cushions and parasols, but then our clients were saying, actually, I'd like to do my whole garden, but I'm not sure what to do. So perhaps you could come round and bring your fabrics. And so we've almost become more of like a consultancy, helping people build their outdoor space, to make it as they want it. So I think actually our agility and our response to our clients has been one of the biggest priorities for us, and one of the skills that we've really developed.
Zoe, do you want to add to that?
Yes, we've become very bespoke, where we started off doing ready-made off the shelf with a lot of stock. We've actually reduced our stock, and a lot more made to order now. So so we measure up. It's a one-stop shop. We'll take away old awnings, old sofas, old cushions, and recover. We try to be as zero waste as we can be. So if we can reupholster someone's cushions, or cantilever umbrella awnings, or wooden furniture that needs a bit of an update with new covers, we can do all that. We'd much rather reuse and recycle and only fix the bits that actually need fixing. We'd much rather that than someone buy a whole new umbrella from us and then throw the old one away. So if we can, we'll fix up what's already there.
Hey, that's great. I mean, I understand that Pretty Shady Parasols is a series or range of products that you offer, but Mal, it's nice to hear that it's kind of pivoted to a more of a consultancy where you let your clients know what's best for their garden, right, or their backyard. And I think that's super exciting because you're changing and evolving over time. So that comes to my next question, which is, what is the next step in your evolution as an entrepreneur?
The next step, actually, we were discussing this and it's really exciting. It's business to business. We want to be the go-to for interior designers, for hotels, for cafes, for restaurants. We've recently done a cafe project and that was great fun to be a part of, and it just looks fabulous. But that's absolutely where we see ourselves going. So our B2C clients are incredibly important and they will always be important, but we would love to focus on that hospitality industry and really big projects.
So do you have anything to add here?
Exactly, I mirror what Mal said. We're very excited to get into the hotel industry, restaurants, cafes, outdoor areas for, just really beautiful, inspirational places where people want to spend their time, public places. Yeah, I want to see our stuff everywhere.
You know what? I want to see all your stuff everywhere too. So thank you so much, ladies, for giving us your time. It was amazing to learn more about you and Pretty Shady Parasols, and thank you for being a part of our whole cohort in phase 2. I'm so excited to see how Pretty Shady Parasol grows. And again, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you very much.